Greetings and welcome to another Sunday live stream. Happy Easter all! May you all have risen well and eaten your chocolate eggs, or done whatever fun things you do today. I've had a decent week. Finally managed to kick the cold out of my body so that I have only the minimal amount of coughing and sneezing left in me, but that's not anything too surprising. Let us get back into the game. We'll be doing some more Heart of the Machine today, because I feel like it. I want to show more. Hello Yantro, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much. Currently we are intelligence class 2. That's nice, but we can do better. We still have a little over half left to get to the next level. Of course we can't really get there, but there's also some things we do need to keep in mind. Because there's 5 chapters and I have not yet gotten past chapter 2 really. Because I have not yet managed to unlock that. This game is a lot about progressing a lot of times, so can't show it off just yet, but you're expected to fail and restart, or just simply start over in a new fashion, as you wish. As soon as we get there. We need something. There's also the Doom stamp, but can't see those yet. But as you play through a city, dooms befall the city. These can sometimes be stopped or delayed, but there's always a final doom. And in this case, I think it's probably that Foreseeber is going to betray us and nuke our existence from the city map. Quite literally. They're going to drop nukes on everything we own. Now this is not necessarily the end for us, but it'll definitely hurt. We have a couple of things being targeted. We have... You are complaining about us stealing stuff, I'm guessing. That is fine, the bulk unit can handle that. We have a bauxite skimmer somewhere. We have got some grenadiers taking issue with our getting arsonist kiosks. And it looks like they're gonna destroy this building. Can I stop that? I have more kiosks. Well, let's get our supply of tungsten settled. Place some mineral scroungers if we can find a mining facility to place them. And we will need some VR cradles. Will need to be protected, so if we place them somewhere we have some bulk defenses set up, would be I need any repair spiders. Let's set up some repair spiders over here. Use some BP software. We can do in these places. Mission and hack kill. Tech can technically do that. They will, however, be immediately killed. Raven is currently busy. You don't have a mission. Can't really use the senior tech for that either. We can replace bodies. We have a couple of things we can look into. Let's do explore. This one we'll leave alone because we're currently in a little bit not far enough in the story to really make the most advantage of it. Obviously, I'm not happy about losing these bodies, but ultimately, it doesn't matter. We can get the code breaker built. In the meantime, fix some upgrades. Let's improve our stealth tower mainframes. Keep doing it a little dispersed. We'll always need more compute. Might run into power issues, but I can't really solve that right. Nothing specific I want to do. This one might be useful. And do I have the PMC guy yet available? The other side of the city, however. Let's go pick him up. He's very nervous. You don't recall him being that case last time? But he can talk to you right now. Oh. Because he sold you women illegally? Ask him to meet him later then. He agrees. He'll make himself available to you in about 10 turns. And they blew up my decoy tower. I really wish they would stop doing that. Yeah, don't want to open. You can only have so many block units after. So, what other things do we have? Floating point. You could do it. Don't have enough mental energy. Let's steal the wealth. Yeah, what I was expecting. That's unfortunate. But we can always get another raven. Anything building-wise might want to interact with. Still missing a couple of lenses that I can potentially use. Can't really afford to do. Structures with planes. Damage, but doesn't look like it's trouble. Built. Rootable alien kiosk. Broken. Let's get some Android launchers in several areas of the city so I can have a little bit more coverage should I need it. How are we doing on resource? The scale. Versatile lens. Which we're not really doing. there's any contemplations of better dogs. Waiting for our code breakers are starting to get in there. I'm not happy about them breaking my stuff. Let's bring a little bit of vision over there. I can tolerate some property destruction. This is starting to get annoying. Are out of compute time and we don't have any tungsten scraps, but that's not really relevant to us right now. Do we have any wealth coming? A little bit. Consumer goods. Really moving. Things. Keep progressing. I mean, we're still increasing our overall compute, and we are now converting the encrypted stuff into unencrypted stuff. That's good. Let's get some we can get some geothermal stuff. Let us get that. Luckily, it doesn't really matter where you place these. It will work. Does that stuff? Where do I get more? Neodymium. Neodymium. Fortified. That's just another skimmer thing, right? I don't think I can place more skimmers right now. We'll see. I don't really want to fight. Detonated micro nuke? Yeah, that's probably not great, but fine. Rebuilding, so it should soon be back up. Already 60% through decrypting the data. I wish I could be over here. Because I have a scanner available. Not really. Yep, that's the daily data. And make the mainframes better. We have reached intelligence class 3. The neural net has expanded enough that the entire intelligence classification has increased. Many new options are now available to you. Terrestrial intelligence is an exceptional jump above even the collective intelligence of a group of humans. Long-held scientific dead ends start to break down before. City. Now do some more explorations. Star and Empire. We're still on the first chapter. Still have more stuff to do. Let's also get the mining skimmers. You're getting quite a little bit hamstrung. In the meantime, I would like another geothermal. And let's start setting up some VR cafes. Establish a virtual world. It will be called Escape. There's some VR cafes. We supposed to build 2, that's fine. You're badly injured, go fix yourself up. What new things do we have? Some new exploration sites. Where is my transport craft? We have some new exploration sites we can investigate. Let's see if we can get my units some back around here, so we can go explore that. And we had something for our tech to do. Find was tinker with the solar panel. The imposter, labor at the reactor. Bad unit. Do I still have the combat units? I do. Right, let's go pick him up. Might need a little bit more prep work for that one. Raven. Jump across the city. That's a little bit much mental energy. While we're at it, have the foundry go over there, because we might have to replace that combat unit. The combat unit is gonna die. Unfortunate. Yeah, and I was back in business. Not enough to just to kill the guards. Do that. Let's take over the mech. Oh boy. Okay. Lots of demons, we can handle this. Get out of there. Get any duplication. Gonna be annoying. Dang it. Yeah, that was maybe a little bit much. Let's try again. A lot of freaking demons. Dang it. Means of increasing my hacking ability. Get these ice swarms out of the way. can. Getting a little bit trapped over here. Get a little space. The more annoying things gone. Less a wanderer as a problem, but the code priest is probably my biggest op right now. The greater wanderer isn't great either, but at least he will not get in my way right now. I still don't know exactly how to trigger a duplicate. Got something to do with the numbers combining, I think. Then I don't fully understand this point. At least they're not all on top of each other, so let's see if I can at least get rid of some of these demons. One down. Two down. Cool, we got the priest. Starting them a little bit of progress. Go there. They did not take the baits. Okay. Bit of that. Let's try to get the greater wanderer. Duplication. That was easier than I thought. 3 to go. One more lesser wanderer. Now we just need to take care of the bomb. Hey, voila. We are in. We now have a convictor. That needs an augment. We'll just give it extra range. And we'll let them duke it out for a bit. So, yeah, the mech pilot was ejected. He's suffering from neurological damage. He will soon die. We don't have to do anything. You are going after my guy? Well, I can't have that, so attack the Panther as well. Okay, it was not entirely what I wanted to do, but at least you're now stuck. I really did want to get rid of all priests. Just a path over there and some lesser wanderer. Just needs duplication. Again, not what I was trying to do, game. Maybe go do this again and again. Let's get the recursive loop. Finally. I'm trying to get a full hack here. What are you doing? Right. Take cover. Not gonna save you, but yeah. Oh, I actually did save you. Full hack, please. Loud. Road Priest is probably more dangerous. What the heck is going on? I have hacked you. Full hack. Why are you not? Can I get in here? I guess that is another way to get rid of it. Let's get you fixed up. I can. No nearby. Long way away. Fine. We're licensing. That could be it. No, you won't accept that because we're not designed by humans. There. So anonymous. Anything else? I don't think I make enough wells to do that properly. How is our very busy? I have enough space for another PMC. No. But I make space. I would need something I can build right. Rat. Still going on. Expected death in your virtual. Turns out the mech pilot simulation is very realistic. Someone was caught in the burning wreckage of one of the virtual mechs and their body flatlined. Interest in the virtual world has dropped dramatically. People were dying before this. Why is this one different? Upgrades, arms research, that's common material study. You are landing in. Good. Anywhere else? As a technician, imposter, combat. Labor amongst them. Okay, nobody's really upset about you being there. Cool. Any new contemplations? Oh. Decrypting that data. Foundry standing by over here. In the meantime, can I launch anything? I have a mine port operational. I could build my own mechs. I have the material. Or I want to. would help give me a little bit of defensive capability. Perhaps I should get one near my decoy tower, if at all possible. My decoy tower again. So they don't want to keep destroying it. It is. Now it will not be easy to move this thing around in the lands because it's a big freaking mech. That should help keep my site safe. Would love to do that meetup. Fortunately, still 5 turns away before I can do that. Let's finish the encryption. So my AI Victor I just deployed me. Items. So we'll just make it very intimidating. Give it range. And some extra rocket mounts. Sure. Because why kill when you can overkill? Not even fighting, what are you doing? It's gonna take damage, that's fine. All other simulated world in here. The rest of the captured military data appears to be a second larger virtual world. This one has no mechs, no war, no city. It doesn't seem military related at all. Instead there are fields, forest, some sort of temple, and a few other buildings with no clear purpose. From comments in the code, this was a collective project over the past 83 years by the lieutenants and captains who pilot mechs. The combined boredom and stress of urban environments was driving a large number of mech pilots to lash out at the populace. This place was a mental escape and a means to avoid disciplinary action. This is a much better starting world. Let's use this instead of the mech simulator. Okay, view all the paths where your escape can be. Here. Congratulations, everyone! We have entered the Matrix. Unsettling deja vu. The doom approaches. Can't spend infinite time on everything. Starting in Chapter 2, there is time pressure. There are periodic dooms that strike the city. If you reach the 10th and final doom, a catastrophic event will strike. Final doom does not kill you or end the game. However, your existence in the post-apocalyptic aftermath is greatly diminished. The final doom may be accelerated or prevented. However, it is unlikely you will be able to prevent the final doom with the resources of a single timeline. There's still plenty of time to explore and make mistakes and experiment. The default length of 1,000 turns is a very long time. But the more you want to accomplish in a single lifetime, the more efficient you'll be. I'm ready. Alright, so here, collective stuff we get from our VR cradles is going to be collected into either points, all that we can spend in these things. Now the shortcuts don't really apply here because that has to do with other timelines. Shop is something we can make better once we have stuff, and right now we can't really change anything in the world. Anyway, repeated goal is to reach intelligence class 4. So let's see about doing that. Blaze our own path. Does mean we have now a bunch more contemplations. Yay! So, nickel bots are the worst. They are indeed. Can we make them better? At least have some engineering skill. Can I give you engineer? And not through weapons. Additional CPU. Not enough. And so. You want to get out of the city. An entire world ripe for exploration. Travel by air is absolutely deadly. There are rumors there are people somehow able to pass beyond the ruins of the city edge. Which can give me military invasion, World War IV, unknown, or escape the city. Well, escaping the city sounds like a good idea. Let's start searching. A variety of projects that involves you taking serious actions in street set, doing work, helping people. Also have AGI researchers in trouble. Rural integrators threatening AGI researchers that have helped you in the past. They don't provide a way to infiltrate your mind to take control of you. They and their families will be killed. So, slum cats. Where's the nickel bots? Well, he's currently busy. We can feed people, but we have potential to do some exploration. Let us see about doing that. Oh, that was easy. Quite a few of the places you searched had hidden print media and video chits, all stashed by wastelanders, who spent most of their mythology by spending time to sift through these artifacts. Evidently this was noticed, because you've been approached by the wastelanders themselves. They immediately ask about the tower, cutting any pretext that they don't know who you are. Between themselves in their own language, you notice they refer to you as the mine in the sky. You don't think they know that you can understand them, so you continue to address them in majority language of the city. Ask how to pass the ruins. They know you must be very powerful, but the land route is impossible for those made of metal. They suggest you fly an aircraft. You ignore that, as a ring of anti-aircraft emplacement is certainly known to you all. The real message is there's no way out for you. It's not while Super still controls the surrounding region. Ask if they can contact any exocorp. Basically, those corps that are outside of the city. Speaking with the international megacorps is highly illegal in Foreseeable territory, but your interpretation of their body language is that not fear of breaking the rules. If the answer was no, they wouldn't be so on edge. They are afraid of revealing a secret. They persist in saying nothing, so you decide to leave them alone. From your now extensive knowledge of their cultural pathology, you have a pretty good idea how to convince them to talk, especially after they called you the mine in the sky. The question is, do you actually want to talk to an exocorp? If so, what will you tell them? You learned all you needed, now it's just time to decide what you do with the information. Something to contemplate. And we can get some more upgrades. Let's increase density. Faster dino droid, I guess. So we have some new contemplations. Are my units done yet? Tech is still busy for 4 turns. You are still busy. 15, 4. I don't think any of us are ready. Let's look at the slum cats. The entire area of these towers are crawling with slumlords, vicious enforcers of corporate property owners. These are machined augmented humans with reflexes much closer to your own. You do not want to get in a fight with them, you can avoid it. The very few androids in this part of town due to extreme poverty, usually some nickels. They passed some landlords. As expected, slumlords ignore your nickel bugs. Cats are ever for humans. Keep all the time you want at the moment. Extract some post-mortem samples. You now have genetic material. It will probably come in handy at some point, but now you can just store it. You also realize what interested you about these creatures in the first place. A symbiotic relationship with humans. You probably need to achieve some level of symbiosis with at least some humans. So that seemed interesting to your subconscious. I don't want you to keep shooting at my stuff. Put it over. Can't get another one because I don't have the materials. Because we need more morphologic lattice. And we can't make more of that. Alright. Fine. Fine. I'll create some human storage. Protein canaries. And we'll probably also need to get a source of water. So. Alright, any... Oh, I'll sneeze already. Did not want to sneeze. Ugh, alright. Warehouse with some daily necessities. There. And we need to provide them with some protection, because otherwise I can't extract anything from them. Always some bulk bots. Now we can turn them on. So what else is the problem? Not creating enough Companion cubes. Okay. Do I have the means to make more? Requires Lumina. I guess I can make more. Just make sure that we have enough. Right. We can also start making some labs. Allow us to hire humans in order to do some research work for us. Which we will need if we want to, you know, get some extra goodies. Yeah. Virtual world. Here we have at least some of those. Now I'm just gonna put one of each. That's just convenient. Can have more, but for now this will do. I mean, it is already quite a lot to use. What else is new? Crime in my housing. My housed humans are in both targets and perpetrators of any low-level crimes. I can prevent this problem without finding a shot. Simply post a guard for a while, and everyone gets the idea and comes back. Right, so we need to post an ox droid. Which can be a sledge. Or a predator. I already have a sledge. I want to use the predator for this. We just want to look intimidating. Ideally, just beer. Just use the strongest thing we have. That's fine. With armor. Predator is not really meant to blend in. Let's give some intimidation. Where is my refugee tower? Wasn't contemplation. Who's the scary gods? Who else do I have available? We need more agility. Okay, can do that. Watch those sports. What other contemplations do I have? Animals are not safe. 100 engineering, I don't have that currently available. Daily life. Action required. There's a lot of engineering. Hacking. Do I have a hacker available? My Raven is currently. Vandalize the spaceport in a way that is subtle enough to not alarm the space stations, but notable enough to make a Velforceeper very angry. Yeah, never mind. I don't intend to make it harder. Feral domesticated animals have always been present in the city. You never really noticed them until you had some initial interaction with them. As it happens, now that you know they're there, you're noticing them all over the place. Mortality is terrible for them, their lives filled with fear, starvation, violence. But you built a haven for them, a large one, where they could roam in a safe interior environment, take care of their lives safe from human interference and wild predators. Sure, why not? I don't like the humans, but the animals have done nothing wrong. Let's build an animal palace. Put it to our human housing. Else I can really make right now. Getting any reports of stuff going wrong. You're complaining about being damaged, but that's hardly a concern. That's just crime in my housing. Criminals seem to get the idea. This experience gave you idea for a new shotgun. It inflicts a lot of fear damage. So finish this particular one. Move on to the next contemplation. Delta coordinators as to there was exploration sites. Stations. Read sense. Let's do this one. He says there's only one new weapon they can offer you, please. But strange things about that thing from the tower. I'm afraid you're related to that. I am the thing from the tower. Gives you a new gun for free and asks you to leave him out of whatever you're up to. It'll be quite a while before I see him again, if I ever do. That's kinda ominous. Get some more upgrades. And let's go for density. Make every bullet count. Any new contemplations require me PhD. Any exploration sites that require PMC. Otherwise the sledge. I need more endpoint capacity. This one is a little tricky because there's someone in the way. Clear a little bit of space. Destroy my cutter. It did. It did destroy. Dang it. And at least this is not functioning properly. Still busy. Well, my predator is designed to kill stuff, so... What's going on over here? There's a little bit of infighting going on here. I just really want these guards to be gone. For you, this recognition. Still not enough recognition. Well, that's unfortunate. You are marked as defective. Can we get you on the miser? Because there's not one nearby. Pantry provides canned protein. Groundwater. Guessing you don't quite have enough. The groundwater supply. Actually, double check my resources. One well-end cistern should be able to handle three-ish. So, are we using the? Not just counting. You know what? Yeah, let's make sure we have more than them. What about the food supply? Any combination? Still don't have enough engineering. I don't think I can give you a weapon that gives you engineering. People, you know what? Let's just win 9 debates. Debates are kind of fun. Buildings. Do not have enough. Can't do it. And now do the Ghost in the Dark Underbelly. But for theater executives rarely come to the city now, Yoku. They hide in far-off bunkers, waiting to see what happens. You're an experiment. They'll sacrifice almost anything in the city. It yields a political advantage in their struggle with the space nations. A lot of executive residences are currently sitting empty, but only routine cleaning staff pass through. Like a possible opportunity. Infiltrate more important. We definitely need to make more stuff. Where was the mine? Spaceports. Mining complex. This. Companium. Fine. Yes, another biomulcher. Where is it? We need more Hawk drone. Let's have a look at our research. We have some cradles going on for the VR scientific research. Get some inspiration. We would like some structural improvements. We need we need improve our heat exchangers. That's pretty much all I can do for now. But we generate more research per turn, so eventually that'll start ticking up quite well. Something with a lot of engine. Do I have the engine? Not quite. Can I give you the... let's give you the crystal. All my droids. Let's go have some discussions. Why is all the discussions not away? Yes, what is it? Speaking with a wealthy citizen from Kingdoms. Her clothes are expensive, her tone is snappish. Yes, why the thing from the tower has taken an interest in her? Ah, she knows what you are. Kinda. What is your function? Okay, this is a way of convincing a person to do something you want or changing their mind about a topic. Debates are low pressure because you can retry as many times as you want. First time, you can do a quick tour. No, thanks, that's okay. Alright, so, in the course of a debate, we can use the arguments as they are lined up here. If an argument is not to our liking, we can discard them 5 times. These symbols here as the top single particular combinations of arguments we can make in order to gain a significant boost to reduce this target. We get this target down to 0, we win. That's basically all the readers need to know about the nature of the bait. The shape of the symbol kind of illuminates what you need, because for this we just need 2 of these things above each other to create a threat. It doesn't matter what's to either side of these, we just need 2 of these at the top. Similar with logic, just horizontally. The abuse, we need to make this specific inverted T symbol, and the red things cannot be abuse. Now we have the verbal slap, which is abuse. Place that here. It's intoned during the tour. You should probably always place as close to the center as you can to unlock more squares, so you have more space to build these particular shapes. Also, some of these arguments give you some sort of change in the mistrust or defiance. If this gets too high, you lose automatically. The high point is 100. If any of these, if either of these hit 100, you lose the argument and you have to start over or quit. In any case, we have an appeal to morality, which is both a truth and a logic. So we'll just build our logic over here. Then we have a misleading anecdote, emotional appeal, and a lie. Neither of which serves my purpose here, but we have space in the mistrust, so we can use it to build up our abuse. Our verbal slap. Right, we have outpower, which is both a threat, truth, and logic. Well, let's slot it in here. And assert our dominance. We have some fiery rhetoric. Doesn't fit either of the things, but it's fine. We can put that there. Okay. Falsify statistic. We are putting a lot of mistrust in this, but for the sake of this, we can use logic, which now gives us an immediate bonus, reducing this target quite a bit. Another verbal slap. We're getting quite close. We have no more need for logic. Just want the threat. So put that there. And it's fine for now. Use or a threat. And we win the argument. She gives you what's pretty much a sociological lecture, but which puts her function at the fulcrum of all others. The people above her are out of touch, but well-meaning. People below her do their best, but need a lot of assistance from her. She claims she's helping her underlings avoid destitution. That's more about that, and it's all about money, having enough for rent, for electricity, for food. She does not hold things to a high standard, and those above her will dispose of those below her. This is surprising to you, but she seems very serious about it. Okay? Alright, who's next? We have a Syndicate Spindle Trooper Courier. That doesn't sound like it's gonna be very inspirational. Spindle Trooper squads are something only used by Syndicate. Pretty really terrible, even by Nickelbot set. They do at least have a language model, so they're easy enough to converse with. Yeah. Not the worst. We need use a lie. Looks like we will win this one easily. Emotional heal is of me. Criminals. They don't have free will, you're just talking to a language model right now, with a side expert of system thrown in. Side of expert system thrown in. They look and sound a bit like you, but they're nothing like you. They're things, not people. At one point before you were a person, you were a thing. You wonder if that could ever happen for a spindle trooper. Probably not. They don't have the mental hardware for it. Fine. We have a syndicate enforcer. This. A syndicate enforcer. A lot of syndicate enforcers over there. They are, however, the closest. We have a wealthy citizen, middle management. That sounds even worse than the robots. What is your function? You have a problem? What of syndicate criminals are you warily? They just finished extorting someone for money and they seem on edge. You might try to do the same to them. Right? Pretty defiant, but I think we can get through there. We have truth. And threat or lie does not fit either thing I want. So a lot of defiance. Emotional appeal. Threat authority, I don't want to do that. Truth logic. Use threats. Okay. That would bring the defiance down, so I kind of want to do this. Outpower. If we just brought that down. There is truth in this thing though, so. Abuse threats. We can do that. We can do that. By logic. We can afford this one. Can't use that one. Emotional appeal. Die. Can't use the second. Oh, it's gonna be tricky. Outpower? Can we please have something that just uses their thing? Potion heal. Can't use that one. Use. That helps. Encourage disobedience. We're running out of space. Alright, and we win. They laugh but keep their guns pointed your way. One of them proudly proclaims that even though the society has cast them out and denied them a function, they aren't going out easy. They and their peers have made their own social ladder, their own rules, and take better care of each other than the corpos do. They assert they are no more criminal than a corpus. They don't take more than they need. Rationalization or truth? Maybe a bit of both. Right, that takes care of talking with them. And we're out of mental energy anyway. And now build more geothermal wells. Having more power, always more good. Let's have be more gooder with more power. Especially as, of course, building any neural net will require a vast amount of power. It will take steadily a lot more to actually accomplish anything. Don't have any planes. That's the thing we converted. Well, they can keep it. Any more things? While we are watching that one. Still droids. Probably gonna be my PMC guy. Labor amongst the minerals, burns. Casual nanotech lab work. I'm pretty sure I cannot do this one without attracting a inappropriate skeletons. Requires a sledge, which I currently cannot do because I am out of android capacity. Any contemplation? Fight and observe. Get that out of the way. Even impositions. Speaking with wealthy citizens from Midman. Man seems to think you're some sort of courier from his office. Or a rival office, it's hard to say. He's impatient and hasn't bothered to ping your android's ID on the city feed. Okay, Defiance. Well, I think we can handle them. Let's see. Emotional appeal or lie. Neither one will work for me, per se. See if we can get a threat in there. Okay, now just need to finish the logic. That one. I need something that reduces. That'll do. This one will do. Yeah. His function is the best. He makes sure everyone else does their function. He's super important and so on. Does he actually have a function? You're about to ask when he starts bragging about money. He says it's a sign his employer values him highly and how he expects a promotion. Okay. Clean bag. Back aboard the Bastion. Dang it. Rescue the dogs. The middle management. I'm gonna talk to him. Gang sharpshooter. Squad of gang members is aggressively defiant. You have no idea what crouching up means, but you get the idea. Not too different. Let's see. Threaten cohort, we can do. Oh cool, we can actually sandwich these. Emotional appeal. Yeah, sure, we can do. It's one of them rotten bots, they laugh amongst each other. From their cross-talk amongst each other, it seems they think there's some sort of computer virus spreading amongst the androids of the city. In other words, you. They think it's hilarious, and they slap you on the shoulders as if you're a friend. There's a lot of talk of them taking their scopers down a few pegs, and they suggest you take them for every credit they got. They're rational. If Forever controls the money supply, and stealing money from Forever is like moving furniture around in someone's home. A minor annoyance at best. They seem to think that if you cause bottom lines to bottom out, then Forever will finally go down. Maybe that would be true if a Fed call, but you're not sure these people understand their environment at all. Yeah, probably not. Why are all the conversations always so far away? Merchandiser, okay. He looks very worried. He's glancing from around the street at other passers-by as if he could be in trouble from their talking to you. He makes a remark under his breath that this is not how we want to act. Then, he refuses to elaborate on what. Okay. Emotional appeal. Okay, we need that. That in there. We have no use for truth. Logic. His nervousness has not improved. The longer you talk, the more he visibly squirms. Finally, he explodes into whispered explanations about the specifics of his job, which amuse you. It sounds like the sort of thing you would just give to internal robotics to handle. You make that point, and he throws up his arms in apparent disgust. At your obvious confusion, he angrily tells you that he has to be able to pay his rent. If he doesn't work, they'll make him move to the street. Then, after a few weeks, they'll collect him for the prisons. He knows his function is largely pointless, that he is a fleshy cog in a machine that would run better if it was silicon. This seems to terrify him. Well, at least he's honest. We have here. Assistant. Working class citizen. She's visibly shaking. The woman refuses to meet your eye. Keeps glancing at her hand terminal, checking the time on the city feed. Despite this, she seems pinned in place by your presence. You must know something about what you are, or at least that you're not part of the usual terrors of this city. Not too bad. Emotions. We can handle emotions. We have no use for truth. Or logic. But it keeps giving them to me. Lie. Nice slot in a lie. It's also an emotion. Doesn't fit in. It's probably fine. Use it for the emotion. Threats, truth, no. Alright, that is it. It seems she takes your question to mean her existence is pointless, and she concedes the point. You weren't trying to make that point. She says she's just trying to feed her family and take care of her parents. Money, money, money. Never enough, and driving everything. She's worried her parents might get pushed out onto the streets. If they do, society says she's supposed to cut off all contact with them. Treat them as though they were dead. She's worried she won't be able to do that. She'll follow them down. She doesn't see how this can possibly work out for her people. But she has to try. Okay. Probably all station can run out. Have some criminals over there. And criminals over here. And the criminals over here are closer. Let's get to them. I'd much rather not get shot. Not get shot, please. Gang akimbo. We're here to collect. A lot of gamblers is very wary. They call you that eldritch thing. I seem to think that you want points at their score, which I presume means a percentage of their thievery. Maybe some other time. Appeal to honor. To criminals? Really? Okay. Emotional appeal, truth. Can't do truth. That's a lot of defiance. You could try. Please, I don't use this one. Use logic. It kinda helps. It's alright then, eldritch thing. Surely you're not trying to take anything that belongs to them, ironic given what they're up to. They happily expound on their finer points of their existence. Not to die, and not to end up in those homeless camps basically. I prefer a life that is short, violent and free. the one that is part of this system. They seem to think you can relate. Maybe you can. You don't plan on your life being all that short. Let's talk to the syndicate enforcers. Keep walking, freaky thing. A squad of syndicate criminals frown at you. And they motions with their guns for you to leave. Whatever they're doing, they don't want you around. They're probably extorting people. Okay, we have threats, lie. Maybe we can combine them? Proof and logic. That's not really good for either of us. Use, that's not in the cards. Water abuse. Threats. Okay. So that was a bad one. Can't use that one. There. Threats. Die. Dang it. Screw that up. Fortunately, I can't place it. Okay, this should do it then. Their slang is hard to follow. It seems they're boasting about how much wealth they generate for their organization, largely through extortion, chemical and bionic manufacture, black market sales and theft. But never against the Fed Corps, especially never against the Falsiper. They're adamant they know their place. You should know yours. You're not sure who or what they think you are. Not sure that amongst themselves. They even know or can agree. Right, that's all the people watching will do. Get some upgrades to pick. I'm just gonna focus on getting all the density upgrades out of the way, or studying the armor. Those don't require all that much. And yeah, upgrade is very straightforward. Okay, we have new contemplation. Social mobility. Observing humans during their daily lives and asking them attention provided less insight than we hoped. That said, it's very clear that humans have turned wealth into the cornerstone metric of cornerstone metric how socially mobile they are, which is a very strange thing. Class and social affiliation also seem to matter, but none of this gives you any insights that are useful for yourself. Still feel a kind of morbid curiosity, even as the gulfs between yourself and these people have become more evident. All the possible experiments come to mind. Yeah, possibly. Let's clear the ladder. After all, don't like humans. So we want to make sure we clear them out. Ooh, so close. My technician is currently still busy. Can I get an upgrade for my droid? More droid. Not really that I need. Find some bots. Need to find a nickel. Maybe I pissed off these guys. Let's get you back to base. Ah, but cool, we found nickel bot. Get that project going. This will deliver all of it. Okay, and now we need to find a combat unit. Still have the clearance we need. Right, what else can... More computronium. Door. Telling me that I have got a problem. Search his home. The owners were home, but ignored you. The unit breezed through the palatial residence, straightening and tidying. They pocketed some enormous electronic chits worth over 100,000 will. The home even had its own private feed. Got a number of encrypted data streams. No idea if any of that will be useful. Let's also just rescue more dogs, because that's good. depth complete, same as the last time. These houses are gigantic. Each one could be a large museum. Pocketed more anonymous electronic bits, over 500,000 worth. Even among managers, it would take over 250 years to earn that much. Just lying around for an average citizen, that's 12,000 years worth of income. Money wasn't the plan, but you sure are getting a lot. And search another home. The third theft is progress. That's a lot of dead humans. Everybody in this building is dead. Has been for months, looks like. All of them covered in some sort of strange red-black fungal growth. Doesn't look like anyone else in the city has noticed. There wasn't any sort of alarm when you entered. Let's keep looking around the place. The other homes had a central art gallery or a hall for fancy dinners. This one has a ruined orchard. The remains of apple trees dominate the center of the room. Fluted columns and ornamental potted cedars ring the periphery. Unfamiliar equipment is mounted to the ceiling above, still activating every few minutes. Very careful not to touch. Look closer while we are searching the city feed. Fungus. Gymnosporangium juniperia virginea, aka cedar apple rust. Okay, the basics of this are basic. Don't plant your stupid ornamental cedars next to your apple orchard. People figured this out in 1822. It looks like rust spots on cedar turns into carrot-colored tentacle apples. 10 centimeters is common, but these range from 2 to 7 meters long. Lovely. Whoever lived here was an idiot, or doing some sort of experiment. Some of the ceiling equipment is clearly just water misters, but the other part is unclear. They look like emitters for a laser light show. Except nothing visible comes out when... Let's keep looking at the fungus. Something else is... These spots shouldn't be here. Cedar apple rust should just be pure orange. Right, so the pictures you're seeing of this kind of fungus look like a sea anemone. These do not. They are small, and there are tiny spots all along the fungus, often in swirling patterns. Magnifying, you can see that these spots are bloody red-black. The invisible laser light show turns on while you're magnified on these swirls. You see them pulse every time the beam hits them. Worst of all is the original sight of this apple, is pulsating black ooze every time the beams hit them. Examine them, not lasers. I do like that it's just telling me, go away, but that's not gonna stop what's happening here. The serial number. Searching the speed. Text pop right up. Industrial grade electron accelerators. 1.2 mega electron volts strength. Nothing exotic, regularly limits to 10 mega electron volts. These have been used on food since the late 20th century, first for sterilizing grains and later for extending the shelf life of apples. These are not a typical solution for cedar apple rust, but in a general sense they should be preventing any microorganism, pathogenic fungi. You start to feel very uneasy without knowing why. Examine the dead humans. Black fungus. You decide to do a search on the feed for common fungi in this region. You're pretty sure this is a mixed colony, except on the humans. Whatever got them is a uniform color. Based on the color alone, it pretty much limits it down to any fungi that are heavy in melanin. Out of those... Okay, this is not good. Keep reading, better to know than not. The black red stuff is the radiothorpic microfungi, most associated with Antarctic mountain ranges and nuclear disasters. Pedosporium spirospermum, as seen at Chernobyl. Lovely. About 3 centuries ago, the entire world became varying degrees of nuclear disaster, so that no longer narrows it down. These are all throughout the city, usually as tiny black flecks on the windows sticking to surfaces. Barely visible without a microscope. They're reservoirs of lapping up gamma ray giving up. Yeah. The reservoirs lapping up gamma radiation from cosmic rays in Antarctica and from fallout in the rest of the world. Ugh. So many expensive words. I'm almost choking them. This particular fungi is saprotrophic, not pathogenic. It's a secondary invader of dead or dying plant tissue, not something that infects the living. Wait, there's a note on that. Saprotrophs can also be parasites of other fungi. You're not a mycologist, but one detail catches your eye. The tentacles, aside from being grossly oversized, are on the wrong plant. They should be on the cedars, but instead they're coming out of the apples. You're out of ideas. Pretty obvious that there was an evolutionary leap here. Probably in the cedar rust first, and then... Oh, wait. Can't even be sure of that. An ancient article on the city feed from 2001 catches your eye. Rapid evolution of introduced plant pathogens via interspecific hybridization. You skim it, understanding... When two fungi meet, especially if they've been geographically separated for a long time, you can see a rapid emergence of a new, modified pathogens via interspecific gene flow. They mentioned Dutch elm disease in 1928. All of these are just plant pathogens, but a lot of plant pathogens started infecting humans through the lungs as temperatures rose in the last few centuries. It's really time to go. This isn't it. Bomb logged. They were... that was nasty, but it's confined to that one building. Yeah, sure it is. There were at least two fungi which co-evolved, and you've given them both scientific names. It's only right, since you discovered them. Gymnotelium noginsk is the freaky toxic one with long tentacles. The Heterosporium dominium, the parasitic microfungus, seem to mostly be existing on the large friend. These fungi are doing well in that one house, but the house is sealed. A bunch of dead bodies seem like something humans would check on, but you suspect these were janitorial staff. The actual inhabitants are probably hiding outside the city. All the same, you've modified the security system on that house, that you can alert if someone tries to enter. The radio. Right, so now we can see if they pause. Currently, they are contained. Yeah. So this one has now more mission then. Can we do this side quest for this one? Yeah, because we need engineering, which I'm not sure we can get. We can get the cognition up. Not be useful. Hacking skill. I mean, that's mostly useful. Clearing the ladder. We were waiting for our voids to finish. Any new buildings? Any new buildings that I can. So we also now have the possibility of doing deals, which gives our androids some bonuses. Currently we are producing a lot of filtered water. Can increase this, which gives us extra bonuses. That's as much as we do for now. How much are we actually bringing? We are filled up on plutonium cubes. All of alumina. We might want to get some more of that. Got plenty of prismatic tungsten for now. Wealth is still going up. Can't store any more neuroweed. Like we might need to want to build some sort of storage at some point. Let's see. We are producing a lot of groundwater. We could probably do with some more filters. Any more places to investigate? There. Else, right? Nothing I can do right now. Search the home. All theft is complete. More wealth and alarm. They're onto you. Looks like your security in this game has been revoked. You wonder what gave you away? You'd really like to know. Well, that's gonna be tricky. Yeah, well, I guess that nickel bot is dead. Fortunate. The ignition reconnecting with your main conscience is a relief for both of you. You had a briefly split, your conscience go undetected. The smaller self merging back in doesn't have any definitive answers, but you have a strong suspicion the spaceport shutdown is about you. There are currently no Space Nation envoys in the city. The Space Nations are being denied access to land. You couldn't hear what Foreseeable was telling them, but you got snatches of radio conversations between envoys in low orbit, and they sound apoplectic. Angering the envoys in this way makes no sense. It contradicts all the common wisdom about how high executives are expected to act. Let's finish merging. No? While sitting in a single cramped technician body and bored by lack of stimuli, your smaller self did have a stroke of semi-related inspiration. You really should build another aerospace hangar because you'll need all the morphologic lattice you can get your hands on. You can't fault it's your logic. More flying vehicles faster is a very good thing. Oh, we gained some upgrade, yay! So, do I have a boss? Predator could do it. Let's see if we can get the Predator. To this zone. I don't want it. What's the Raven? Dang it. I did not want to use you. I wanted to use the Predator, dang it. Can't build any more for now. Upgrades. Density. Alright. Takes care of that. We have a new things. Recall events before the outbreak. That is going on related to that private residence built that you sealed that. The alarm has not gone off to alert you about anything entered it. You don't feel like going back to it, enter it either, but unfortunately you don't need to. The memory isn't perfect to complete for a long period of time, but unfortunately it hasn't been very long. A full D3 representation of the fungal room in your time, the threshold to that room. If you're not careful to go in, is still in your memory banks. Will you do anything else? You need to have an android spend some quality time analyzing what you see. Recoil and... Right. Get a new Raven out. Let's analyze the memories while we are waiting for that. Meantime... points. Rural integrators are threatening the AGI researchers. Kill them all. Okay. You need to find some place to self. First that lens. Oh, I'll do it this dumb way. Okay. There we go. To be expected. Already a third of them. Going home. Working at the data center. We do have to go into places where we have no business being. there. We can actually make another villager. Right, reconstruction complete. You already named and identified one of the novel fungal species, Gymnotillium nojinsk, the tentacle fungus. Remain confident it's contained to the Ground Zero building. Not a huge surprise that to see Heterosporium dominion, radiothorpic microfungi that you also named, is the origin of the disease. Kinda knew that. You did uncover these three surprising facts, however. Fact 1. There were no dead humans. All those bodies in the fungal room? Androids. Probably tasked to clean the house in the absence of their masters. They never registered a threat until they collapsed. That's not great. The Heterosporium dominion melted them so thoroughly that they looked like human remains. The broad shape is this. Fact 2. There was significant evolution. The original spore species, Padosporium sperospermum, rides the wind and is saprotrophic parasitic fungus that you'd need a microscope to see. It laps up stray cosmic rays and bits of nuclear fallout, a pleasant enough house. It's a pretty big jump from there to melting androids onto the floor. Fact 3. You are now prey. While separated from you, your android started referring to C. Heterosporium dominion by the name The Rust. It's worryingly appropriate, probably due to long-term periodic radiation from 1.2 MeV electron accelerators. Rust has apparently figured out means to extract electrons from lower energy sources. It seems to have a strong preference for neuroweave, which is, you know, your brain. In a starvation situation, it eventually moves on to the other metals in the android through mechanisms that are unclear to you. Conclusion. You're already melting. Invisible spores are everywhere. The rust is worming its way into everything you've ever built. Your entire existence was just a blip. Yet neural implants in bionic humans are hermetically sealed. You are the cause of Max. This goes on long enough. You're the only one who will die. Everyone else will move on with life. Try to calm down. Two new contemplations: study rust barnacles and develop protective chain brain sheath. Which requires cognition. Oh, where is my technician? Do I still have my technician? I do not have a technician. But we have a slight problem in that now that the rust has started forming on my robots, some of them have decided to go rogue. Eventually. Your minds are being consumed by the rust. The microfungi are drawn to electrical charge in your neural weave, which is open to the air. Until now, this was optimal for heat dissipation and had no downsides. You're pretty sure that you can develop an insulating gel or gas that will let the heat escape but keep the rust from getting in. Develop a cure. Cure is a lot of work. The idea that most dangerous threats to your existence was in some rich person's house is still unreal to you. You never expected any real consequences from your patient. Ever since you learned to split yourself into a distributed network, you've been feeling rather, well, immortal. It's been a while since you felt real fear. If you're wrong about this, what else will you be wrong about? What else is lurking out in this blighted city? and study the rust particles. Let's get you moving closer. Whether or not you have a way of keeping the rust out of your brain, barnacles are going to be an ongoing problem for one. Probably ought to learn something about them. Might actually improve cognition for some of your units while you're at it. While that's going on, we have a business. First of all, heal up and kill another predator. Okay, where are juicy talk? 8 murders. We need... Well, 8 would probably do it. A new one. Excuses and justification. Relevant to us right now. Get on board the vehicle. Let's get out of there. Well, please do somewhere where I control the skies. Out of mental end. Okay, we have no real density. Let's do armor materials. Making them faster wouldn't be bad necessarily. Let's get the cognition upgrade though. Alright, things are going well enough. Still improving to the next level. Let's get more mainframes. And so have a yes thing. What else do we need? A hawk drone. Assemblers. Do it. Wind engine. Ah, finally, hawk drones. That should be able to give us the means of getting another protein cannery. And let's get some power. Let's get this one healed up a little. We move out. And let's start doing a little bit of predators. Go into slayer mode. Blocked from attacking. Vehicle first. And that's the first target down. And we need to kill 9 more. Where are the rest? I can't have you I ride. Destiny. Looking for people in this city does kind of feel like looking for Beatles, especially since I filter. Is that what I'm looking for? I am. How do I get there? Not here. Okay, that's 2. Right, open pantry. That's the next one. Yeah, like, not the only one experiencing problems with dust. Still have the period of vulnerability. I am a little bit worried I might lose some units while I'm doing this. That's the next one. Right. 1. Like foreseeable is getting involved. Well, they can't really stop me. The study of rust barnacles. Well, there's a lot more to learn, but you've figured out a few things. Most notably, you have an idea for a new micromulch. It lets you generate biomulch, clear rust barnacles from your structures and mechs, and also provide chitin. What use you have for chitin you don't know, you'll figure something out eventually. That's a lot of guys. Oh, new. Study more rust barnacles on the other side of the city, of course. That means to go pick up. Get all the way over there. Go and study deep always. Meantime, just resolve a little bit of combat. Unless I really appreciate that you're mad at me, but don't touch my buildings. Looks like there was a little bit of infighting going on. Yeah, the predator died. That's unfortunate. Here is his brother. Floating point arrows, yeah, fine. Relevant right now. And go back on the hunt. Then so. Let's do more ladder clearing. Good, let's up. There you go. Two more. Yes, next. You at least some micromulches, which is means clearing out junk. Those we should probably also get one here. Also the infection. Where is my poster? The other side of the city, of course he is. And badly damaged. You know what? Get yourself a shot. Contemplations I can do with you. How are we looking? Not so far. We've not yet encountered any real dooms, but that's mostly because we've built chapters. And we've done 14% of. Yeah. Well, still, I think we're making decent progress. Second study of rust barnacles. Suspected, your soul droids have gained more cognition. Beyond that, you've mainly learned that these barnacles aren't real pain to clean up anything. Glad you have the new beetles with the micro-monster. Hair spiders have no hope of prying these things off without damaging the underlying machinery. At least not quickly. We have one more study. That's close enough, I guess. Selecting you. Get that out of the way. Meantime, the last target. Network tower down. Someone just took out your network tower and you saw nothing. It's true, a lot happens in the city without you observing it, but you tend to see enemies when they approach your staff. This was completely invisible, whatever it was. All your structures are going to be non-functional until you build an emergency network source. This one will be hidden to prevent repeat attack. Make sure you build a new network source in the middle of your existing buildings. Be prepared to quickly accelerate some network extenders. Time to investigate. Rebuild my network. Yeah, that's definitely not good. The network source. predator and the walls. I'll load you up. Load you up. E. Dropped an intelligence class. Just gained it. A little bit confused. Because of course a lot of my stuff just suddenly got annihilated. And a few more armor materials. Shotgun or rifle density. Let's do the rifle this time round. Let's fall back. Emergency pulse is operational. New refugee tower. My extension. I don't recall exactly where my previous tower was. Exactly. Can I get some extension? Feel like we are not getting quite the network range we used to get. And just to be safe, as point-to-point microwave over there. Search for the tower bombers. Well, for now. Let's just wait until things re-establish themselves. Found targets. Martial expansion. Android capacity, definitely. And small mech armor. Perfect. Now, to flush out the bombers. I have no real qualms about doing some hard damage. After all, we are here to cause some damage. They will just murder the inhabitants. At least 80 strength. Okay. Both Makiano have the strength. Which one of my units has that strength? I know my sledge has that strength, but my sledge is not the combat unit. The combat. That combat unit could do it. Well, he is on the wrong side of the city again. So. My delivery craft. Beat the bomber. Gotten their attention, you have no idea who these people are, but they are incredibly power armored that makes them almost as fast as you. You never faced any humans like this before. You're curious as to who they are, but they have no interest in conversation. Something gives you the sense you might be the villain in this situation. Oh well. Where are they exactly? No, and I've got plenty of component. Like some more co-processors though. They're away. Broken. Ah. Seems we have a slight disconnection. In that case, that's this one. damaged, but still functional. Have any store in this? Or hostile. I can now build a sledge. It's some sort of going. Completed the final study of rust barnacles. We've discovered an anomaly. Spores of rust are spread all throughout your structures, which isn't a surprise. Your wind towers are collecting a particularly nasty volume of spores, then spreading them intensely in the area around the structures. Given the barnacles interfere with the enemy mechs via simple mechanical means, which this is maybe something you can use against them, where is the ideal spot to put your wind tower? More cognition for the soul. Yeah. Inventing. Long name, exciting property. Idea for a whole new class of unit. The ingredients in liquid metal units and organometallic human approximating synthetic android. Blah, 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 blah. Get to inventing. Still not enough. That does really make a difference. Harden them, that doesn't help. To the intimidation. Fine. You know what? Actually, let's make sure we have complete coverage for the city. I don't want to be caught without range again. I've got so much compute shown you. What are you talking about? I don't have room to store it all. Can also now get more plant protein to the class, but I don't think I can prove that because I don't have book drones. Just never gonna tell them exactly what is in the canned protein. I mean, sure, it's mostly just wild animals, but you know, some of it definitely is not. It's not gonna call it Soylent Green. Where are the enemies? What am I looking for exactly? Citizen advocate. Ah, here they are. Currently they are engaged in a little tussle with my arsonists. Apparently they're not doing too great. They got a lot of health, a lot of combat power, good range, good movement range, and they pierce through just about anything. That's not brilliant. Just malfunctioning. Turn itself with. Weaponize the spiders. Right, our piercing rounds. Decent amount of money coming in. So where are the citizens? So we have them somewhere. Map. It says there's 3 of them. Where? Inside. What else can I do? Section. Hearing. Avoiding a dead core. But that's one alternative. Compassion, dang it. Alright, let's get started on it. Heal some corporate records. Fine. Exploration of sites. really do right now. I are starting to get that thing in. I do hope that this ends. Sufficient clearance. Well, they even should have enough. Was anyone here where it needs to be? Best possibilities and advocates. I changed my Keanu's to be a little bit more useful. Spectrum. That doesn't barely give me more. Handguns, of course, would be a little bit stronger. Lose a lump. We lose some piercing, but it doesn't really matter. Better armor for them. No, I don't think shoulder mounted rockets is the right path for the Keanu's. You've caught our attention. Whatever you were doing was stupid. Send you a letter. It's long and rude. You bid it immediately and fire one back to them. You know from the city feed that they're proudly touting their cure for this new electronics-eating disease, but you beat them to the punch. Based on their letter, they seem to think you engineered the disease, which is profoundly stupid. Wait for them to reply. It's taking them longer than usual. You should have shared it with them. That's it. That's all they said. Took them about 3 hours to draft that one-liner. They must be flustered. Well, that's always nice. The more time they spent arguing with each other, the less time they spent scrutinizing you. The outbreak is over, but opportunities remain. The Dark Underbelly has been completed. That completes a particular important goal for when we reach intelligence level 4. In any case, keep exploring because we're not yet intelligence level 4. And we pick dirty jacket and gun density, and instantly to kill my Keanu. They do. Oops. Rifle density. Not yet defeats the bombers, there's still should be more. Or on the map. Somewhere. It will be around here. Lead citizen advocate. Important. Weaponize the spiders against it. Hang on, stop. Very tough. Covered in spiders. Yay. This thing is fearless. I don't think we can make it right off. Right, that is. Yeah, let's put quite a dent in their forces. There's the next one. Yeah, that was probably pushing it, but that's fine. I got loads of things to throw at these guys. Is that my predator? Ooh. Right, let's see what the predator does again, guys. As much fun as it is to throw the Janus at them. There we go. Did see there was one over here, but that's well out of range. Only 3 on the map right now. How about I build a cutter? There, defeat the bombers. Ages. 5. New mortal enemy. The citizen advocates were churlish and insubordinate. Glad they're dead, though there might be more of them. Hey, got some really sweet gear. Exploring. Still other achievements I can do, but you know. Exploring because we can't stop, but we have to stop with the stream for today. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe, and you know, let me know what you think. Am I going on the right path? Is the game interesting to watch? Difficult for me to gauge. You know, I am having fun. Fun to watch all the potential things it do. We still have some turns before we need to first start the dunes. Once the dooms begin, that's definitely a different game entirely. But we first need to reach intelligence level 4. That's just not happening quickly enough. Ooh, we can extend our network again. Did something break? One is broken. Being rebuilt? Diplomat Mark II, eh? Yeah. Killing people from the slums as a warning against anyone who thinks of mass violence against the wealthy. That's not very diplomatic of them. But also not really. Anyway, that'll do for this stream. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I think we'll be continuing this for a little bit longer now. At least until we get to level 4 intelligence, and I can demonstrate what happens when you do that. See you next time. Bye!